Catus, Maximus here. I don't know if I've ever done a video. I've never really been super fond of hand braces, but a lot of people like them for, if you have a fair-sized bits, and they can be simple if you just need to do a hole or two without having to grab the electric drill. Somebody had also mentioned that one of the advantages is as you're drilling a hole, you're holding it way back here on this handle, and you're actually providing a fair amount of stability and positional accuracy. So the deal is when you're drilling and you're holding something upright with one of these, that many times without any kind of electric corded, cordless, doesn't matter, electric drill, it's just real easy to kind of get off angle. It's why D-handle electric drills it used to be a staple. You hardly see them anymore, but because of the long drill body and the handle right behind the spindle, you tend to drill straighter holes. Somebody mentioned you do tend to drill, if you just pay a little bit of attention, drill pretty straight holes with hand braces. There's a wide variety of these, big and small. This happens to be a Stanley. Let's zoom way in here, see if we can see it. See if the stupid camera can focus. Come on now. Finally got my camera to work. So made in England. This does have a part number, but it's really strange because it's this, I guess, 02-743 number 7312. So kind of surprising part number on it. Anyway, there's a wide variety of sizes. The better quality ones are, and this is the reason I even picked it up, was I only have one bit for these braces, which is this 2 to 3 inch auger bit, which I'll also mention. People really complained. Oh, and I should mention, this is an old school, zoom in and out, in and out. This is an old school Greenlee, very old Greenlee. They've been around for a long time, so that's actually a premium bit. People complained when I took one of these, cut the stem off, and used it in a power drill. They're like, those are for hand braces. Because these types of bits have really sharp edges for use in hand braces, for hand drilling, they work great in power drills when you cut the stem off. So I will say that. We have a tapered hex. That's actually for centering. This hex does not get clamped on by these jaws, which is a common misconception on these things. This is a nice quality one. Way down in here, there's actually a square drive. And you can see this bit just sinks. I mean, seriously, the bit goes almost 2 inches down into the chuck. That taper centers it in that square drive. And then when you tighten down the chuck teeth, all they're doing is gripping the shank and keeping the bit stable. And thus you drive your bit. This one is pretty nice. The Stanley has a lot of nice chrome on it. Of course, it's ratcheting. And it has 3 positions. This is the lock position. And you just rotate this collar, and you can see it's just moved that pawl out of the way so that this pawl engages. And the reason that you would want a brace that has a ratcheting action is if you're ever trying to drill a hole, like in the walls of a house where you're in between studs, you can't get the full swing. So the big deal about a ratcheting one is you can just do this action where you just ratchet. It's obviously a lot slower, but nonetheless works pretty well for being able to make a hole close to the edge of a surface. Actually gave this just a little bit of light oil, which it desperately needed. And now this works really smoothly. And of course the ratchet action in reverse is so once you've made your hole, or maybe you're not going all the way through, or something gets jammed up, you can of course ratchet it out. But many times you just end up in the neutral position, so it is fixed. Pretty nice spinning grip here. Really smooth spinning top handle here. Anyway, I'll admit that as antiquated as hand brace drills are, they can still be useful. One thing, they're really long. So obviously in some directions they won't fit in many places. The other thing about them is since it is hand, not only are you going very slow, but you can get a real good feel. So sometimes if you're drilling certain materials, plastics and stuff, sometimes these may be a little bit better. It does take a fair amount of force, but nonetheless you can drill large holes with hand braces. Other than that, not a lot else to say about these besides They're oversized and they really are outdated. And even though you can drill large holes and that type of stuff with them, it's a lot of work compared to an electric drill. But they're still kind of neat to have around, and this is a pretty nice Stanley, and that's kind of what you want to do. So if you end up with one of these as part of a collection, or you just randomly see one in a yard sale, first, a lot of them are rusted to nothing, and then there's a whole lot of braces that I've seen that are just not super great. This one stood out because it was all chrome and had like nice rotating auxiliary handle and just seemed like a really nice one, and it turns out it's a British-made Stanley. So anyway, that's my little video about this British-made Stanley and some of the features that set apart a good brace. I mean, one of the nice things too is, even though this is an old mechanical tool, this has a surprisingly tight spindle on it. There's almost no play in this mechanism whatsoever. Turns plenty smooth, but almost no rattling back and forth. And if you do get these, keep your eye out. There's a lot of really high quality bits, such as this Greenlee bit, but there's also some definitely lower quality ones out there too. Anyway, thanks for watching.